You're spending $12 on a tin of green powder because someone on the internet told you it would change your life. And the strange part is, they might not be entirely wrong. They're just not telling you which green powder actually does what they're claiming. And that distinction matters more than you think. Two powders dominate this conversation right now. Moringa and Matcha, both are green. Both are sold in almost identical packaging, with almost identical promises. More energy, more focus, better health. But inside the cell, inside your mitochondria, these two plants do fundamentally different things to your body. And one of them is lying to you about how it gets you through the afternoon. Let's start with the one you probably already know. Matcha is ground whole tea leaves, specifically shade-grown Camellia sinensis. And the reason it feels different from coffee is not because it's gentler, it's because it's sneakier. A standard ceremonial-grade serving contains roughly 64 milligrams of caffeine. That's about 2/3 of an espresso. Not trivial. But matcha also contains a compound called L-theanine, an amino acid that crosses the blood-brain barrier and promotes alpha wave activity. Alpha waves are associated with a state of calm alertness, the kind of focus you feel when you're reading something genuinely interesting, not when you're jittery from your third cup of coffee. So what matcha actually does is pair a stimulant with a neurological softener. The caffeine hits your adenosine receptors, blocking the signal that tells your brain you're tired. The L-theanine simultaneously modulates glutamate activity and increases dopamine just enough to smooth the ride. The result feels like energy. Smooth, clean, sustained energy. And for about 3 to 5 hours, it genuinely is. But here's what matcha cannot do. It cannot feed the process that makes energy in the first place. It is not giving your cells fuel. It is blocking your perception of fatigue. That distinction is the whole game. Now let's talk about moringa. Moringa oleifera. A tree, not a tea bush. Native to parts of India and widely cultivated across sub-Saharan Africa. It's been used in traditional food systems for centuries, and not as a wellness trend, as actual nutrition. Because gram for gram, in its dried leaf form, moringa is one of the most nutrient-dense edible plants ever analyzed. A single tablespoon of moringa powder delivers measurable amounts of iron, calcium, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin C, several B vitamins, and all 9 essential amino acids. That last part is unusual for a plant. It is a complete protein source, not a high-protein source, let's be honest. You're getting about 2 grams per tablespoon, but the amino acid profile is remarkably balanced. Now, here's where this gets interesting at the cellular level. Your mitochondria, the actual engines that produce ATP, which is the molecule your body spends as energy, don't run on caffeine. They run on nutrients. Iron carries oxygen through hemoglobin to the electron transport chain. B vitamins serve as coenzymes in the Krebs cycle. Magnesium stabilizes ATP once it's made. Moringa contributes to all 3 of these pathways. Not dramatically, not like a pharmaceutical, but consistently and cumulatively, in a way that supports the underlying machinery of energy production rather than masking the absence of it. And here is the uncomfortable part. Most people reaching for matcha at 2 in the afternoon are not tired because they lack stimulation. They are tired because their diet is nutritionally hollow. Ultra-processed food, skipped meals, inadequate iron, barely any leafy greens. The fatigue is metabolic, not neurological. And matcha, brilliant as it is at altering perception, does not address that root cause. It papers over it with a very elegant biochemical trick. This is not an argument against matcha. L-theanine is genuinely useful. The antioxidant profile is strong. Matcha delivers a concentrated dose of catechins, particularly epigallocatechin, gallet, or EGCG, which has demonstrated anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective properties in peer-reviewed research. The ORC antioxidant score of matcha is roughly 1,500 units per gram. Moringa, depending on preparation, scores somewhere between 800 and 1,200. So if antioxidant density is your primary metric, matcha wins, clearly. But antioxidant scores are not energy scores. And this is where the supplement marketing machine quietly misleads you. It conflates cellular protection with cellular performance. They're related. They're not the same thing. There's also a bioavailability question worth raising. Moringa's iron is non-heme iron, which is less readily absorbed than heme iron from animal sources. However, moringa also contains its own vitamin C, which enhances non-heme iron uptake in the gut. It's almost as if the plant evolved to be eaten whole, which it did. Meanwhile, matcha's caffeine content means it carries a ceiling. Drink too much and you get cortisol spikes, disrupted sleep architecture, and the very fatigue you were trying to escape in the first place. The crash isn't inevitable with one cup, but with habitual use, tolerance builds. And tolerance means you need more to feel the same. That's not energy. That's dependency, wearing a jade green mask. So the honest answer is this. If you need to feel alert right now, for the next few hours, matcha is superior. It is a precision cognitive tool. If you are trying to build a body that produces its own sustained energy because it is properly nourished at the cellular level, moringa is the more relevant daily addition. One is a performance enhancer. The other is infrastructure. But here is what neither product's marketing will ever say. No single powder, regardless of its nutrient density or antioxidant score, will fix a broken dietary pattern. Moringa, in a smoothie next to a nutrient-void lunch, is a garnish on a problem. Matcha, as a replacement for sleep, is a loan against tomorrow's energy with interest. The real question isn't which green powder wins. The real question is, why we keep asking a teaspoon of dust to do the work that an entire diet is supposed to do. And what it says about us that we find that easier to buy than to build.